working through the second cup syllabus. That's the red belt to black stripe syllabus. So basically we'll be covering all of the techniques within Hwarang and then stepping through Hwarang at the end in more detail. Okay, so let's begin then. So we'll start with a couple of new stances that appear in pattern Hwarang. First one is the new ready stance, which is closed ready stance C, which is Moa Chumbi Sogi C. So if we just put our feet together, so similar to the other Moa Chumbi Sogis, the hands in Moa Chumbi Sogi A this way, hands Moa Chumbi Sogi B this way. Remember the left hand covers the right. In Moa Chumbi Sogi C, hands are this way, level with the belt. Okay, so the elbows are slightly bent, the left hand covers the right, middle fingers overlap. Okay, this way thumbs to the side of the hand. Okay, so from there, that's the new ready stance for Hwarang. So from the side here, the left hand covers the right, feet closed, elbows slightly bent. Don't lock the elbows out. Just bend the elbows just ever so slightly. Okay. So the second stance that appears in Hwarang, which we'll go into detail with in the pattern when we step through it, is the vertical stance, which is Sujik Sogi. So from there, it's shaped similar to a Dwit Balso, rear foot stance. So I'll do it facing the camera, Stephen will do it sideways on. So what we do is first we make a letter T shape with the feet, make it one shoulder width long, angle the feet slightly, and there we go. So that's the shape of the stance. And now we just put 60% of the weight on the back leg and 40% on the front. So if you go 50-50 and just go a little bit more back on the back leg, that's a 60-40 weight distribution. So the Sujing Sogi. So Stephen's showing you this way, I'll show you from the side here. So make a letter T shape, make it one shoulder width wide, long, angle the feet in slightly, and then it's 60-40 weight distribution. So there we go, that's the new stance, Sujik Sol, which is vertical stance. Okay, let's start then with the first technique in the pattern, which is a palm pushing block. Okay, we do this one from the sitting stance, Chimbi. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the left and perform it, go toe to toe, and then perform it to the right. Okay, so from Chimbi Sogi, Chimbi. So this technique starts like a punch, so it comes to the hip this way, and then we use the palm to push and block. Okay, so palm pushing block. So we're using the whole palm this way. This is the attacking tool. Yeah, and it's level with the shoulder. So it's a middle section block, level with the shoulder on the shoulder line as well. We go toe to toe, one, and remember it comes to the hip like a punch. Two. Okay. If I just to get Stephen to show you it sideways on. Okay, hana. Notice a slight angle in the wrist, pointing forward slightly, to make the correct contact with the part of the body you're blocking. Okay, we don't want that fingers pointing up that way because it could cause damage to the wrist. So we want a slight bend in the hand there. Okay, and pull. So just do those again to the left and to the right. So from there, Chimbi. So bringing it to the hip. Remember, hana. Good. So checking the fist. Sorry, the hand is level with the shoulder on the shoulder line, and toe to toe again. Pull. Making sure you got a nice backward movement on it and a nice sine wave as well. Okay, roll and shot. Okay, so next one then is the vertical stance knife hand downward strike. Okay, and we perform this one from a side punch in fixed stance. Okay, so we're in a nice fixed stance, 50-50 weight distribution. So we perform it from the front angle first, and then we'll do it from the side. So remember, a knife hand starts from the top. So we're bringing the front foot back into the stance. We circle the arms, so the arms make a circular motion. Make sure the attacking tool comes from the top and comes downwards this way. Now, this strike is hitting someone if it's in just stands facing this way, down on the shoulder, which would break the clavicle bone. Fixed stance again. Okay, and we're doing the circular motion, downward knife hand strike. Hana. It's going to perform in fast motion. Okay, let's go again. Okay, remember a nice circle, go. And the elbow is locked at the point of impact as well. So on the shoulder line, striking downwards with a knife hand. Okay, Stephen, just perform that from the side. So right leg forward, hana. So from the punch, okay, and downward strike. Hana. Good. So just making sure that nice vertical stance, 60-40 weight distribution. And as soon as striking me with that again, it will be coming down on my shoulder this way. Okay. And if you just do it to the front again, so if you do if you just do it from the side, just so everyone can see that circular motion in the arm. Hana. Good. And just do the other leg forward as well. So make sure this hand comes from the top. Okay, knife hand strike comes from the top. Hana. Just coming around this way. We're in the vertical stance as well. So it is important we practice techniques on both legs. So in Warang, we only perform it with the right arm. Okay, so it's important we perform it with the left hand as well. So doing it from a fixed stance here. Okay, and downward strike Hana on the left. Okay, checking the vertical stance. And then changing legs. And then doing it on the right. Okay, is very important. Okay. Because sometimes in the patterns you only perform it on one side, or if it was a kick, maybe on one leg. So make sure you practice both. Okay, so we're on to a new punch in the L stance. So we're going to go forward on the left leg, and we're going to perform a obverse punch in L stance. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate first, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about it. So left leg forward into L stance, Stephen. Obverse punch with the right hand. Hana. Good. Okay, so from there then, so remember the feet are angled in 15 degrees, so punch is on the exact same angle, okay? We don't want to punch out too much to the side. If Stephen punches too much to the side, when he makes contact with me, that would push him off balance, okay? We don't want to fall off balance. So if we have it at a nice 15-degree angle, he's stronger, okay? He won't be moved as easy. Okay, so from there then, just hold that up. We're going to step forward again, Stephen. Okay, so from here, hand on hip, remember it's a punch, so we need a nice backward movement, and up. Checking the angle of the punch, 15 degrees, okay, and back, and up. Okay, and chibi. So, what makes it an obverse punch then? Okay, so let's just show you that before we continue. So Stephen faces me, and he goes forward on his left leg, and just go into a left leg L stance, don't punch. Okay, sorry, this is not a left leg L stance. His left foot is forward, it's a right leg L stance because his right leg is bent. Okay, so if he puts his left hand out, okay, so it's left hand, right leg L stance, that would make it a reverse punch. Okay, if he puts the other hand out, so it's right hand, right leg bent, so the rear leg denotes the stance. So if your right leg is bent, that's the right leg L stance. If your left leg is bent, it's a left leg L stance. So right leg, right arm is obverse. Change legs. So now Stephen has his right leg forward, left leg is back and bent. The right hand puncher would make it a reverse punch. So left leg, right hand. Now he's punching with the left hand, left leg is bent to the rear, makes it a obverse punch. Baro jururi. Okay, chimbi. Okay, so that's a question you may be asked for your black belt grading. Okay, so it's useful to remember the difference between an obverse punch in L stance and a reverse punch in L stance. If Stephen was punching me in a fixed stance, so okay, left leg forward hand punch, in a fixed stance, this would be an obverse punch because the left foot forward denotes the stance in fixed stance. So the front leg denotes the stance in fixed stance. Similar to a walking stance. If I have my right leg forward in walking stance, that is a right leg walking stance. If I have my left leg forward, it makes it a left leg walking stance. So this is a left leg fixed stance, left hand obverse. Okay, and baro. The difference is when we do it in our stance, because the weight's on the back leg, you get the obverse and reverse are different. Okay, so any questions on that one, just let us know, we'll explain it in a bit more detail. So we're moving on to the L stance side elbow thrust. Okay, so this one we'll do towards the camera first, and then we'll do it again sideways to get both views of it. Okay, so from there, chimbi. Now we're turning our back on the opponent and sliding towards them. Okay, so from there we're going to do the right leg first, Stephen, the right elbow as well. So we turn our back. So the elbow we're striking with, okay, the hand starts on the bottom, okay, And as we perform the elbow, both hands twist in, okay, hana, and we perform a slide. Now when we're sliding, baro, make sure that you land in a good stance. So sometimes when people slide, okay, their stance is wrong, their feet come too close. So it's very important when we're sliding into stances, we really work on them, that footwork. Okay, let's go again with the right leg, Stephen. Hana, turn, and slide. Good. So just have a little check of our stance. So this is the arm with elbow with Stephen. Let's just demonstrate that. Just the right, this hand here. Okay, the other hand is just for reaction. So they're both working together. We're not hitting two targets, we're hitting one target. Okay, but both hands work together, one action, one reaction. Okay, and we'll go back and we'll go on the left leg then. Okay, 준비. So left leg, left hand, left elbow. Hana. Very good. So from there, this is the elbow that's striking. Remember, they both twist in at the end, and the hand, the arm we're striking with, comes from the bottom. Here. Okay? Oh, can you do it from the side for me, Stephen? So do your left leg first for me, this side. Good. So remember the opponent standing here. Okay, and do it on your other leg. Good, check in the stance. And good. So it's quite a tricky technique, that one, because of the sliding as we do it. So it takes a lot of practice. And again, we only do that one side in warang. We only do it with the right elbow, so the right leg sliding. So a good way of practicing this is from here to be. Let's go back on the right leg, Stephen. So we're going to turn and slide in. Okay, and then we move in the front leg into another L stance. Yeah, so we're now in a nice L stance and we slide in again. And then we move the back leg into the next L stance. So we can practice that coming forwards this way, working on that technique. Good. Right then, so the last technique we're going to show you before we step through warang is the closed stance, inner forearm high, side front block. Okay, so we'll go into the closed stance first, and we'll show you the block. Okay, so this is the block. So the fist is level with your eyes. It's a high section technique. Okay, the other arm, which a lot of people get confused about, is a reaction arm. Some people think we're low blocking with this one. Okay, it's not a low block, it's a reaction arm. So from there, sorry, I'm doing the wrong technique. We're going level with the eyes here. Okay, now from there, this is a block, remember. So we're going elbows together as we lift our heels up. One. Okay, let's go back down again. So we're creating a sine wave. So we're lifting the mass up. One, elbows come together, and then we switch positions of the hands. Two. Okay, so one hand blocks, one hand is reaction, and we're coming together. One and two, and again, hana, two. Okay, so we're blocking a close range attack to our head. Steve's going to perform it to the side. So the fist doesn't point upwards, it's not a vertical block. Okay, the opponent's fist will be very close to you there, be a bit dangerous. So there's a slight angle of the arm, perhaps about 15 degrees, no more than that. Okay, Stephen, hana. Very good. Remember speed, mass, hana. Pull. Set. Net. Okay, and 준비. So those are all the new techniques within pattern warang. So now we're going to step through it by count, so you can watch it at home and copy along as you need to. So from there, when we come back, we'll be stepping through warang. 준비. This hand there now, then we're going to go across. Remember left leg, 기출입, 큰게, TaeKwon. Hi guys, welcome back. So let's step through warang then. Steve's going to go across the room, which is easier to perform in this space. So just move across a little bit more, Stephen. Remember a little bit more because we're on the wide screen. Okay, so remember the ready position. So chariot, heels get towards park. And then the foot comes out slightly, 준비, to a mower 준비, so you see the closed ready stance. See, remember the arms are slightly bent. Okay, here we go then. So the first move, the palm pushing block, hana. Very good. Okay, and single punch, 둘, 셋. Okay, so they're separate. They're not double. It's not a fast motion punch like you'll got. Okay, So that might be a question in your black belt grading paper. What are the difference between the punches in Yulgok, in sitting stance, and the punches in Warang in sitting stance? So the ones in Yulgok are the fast motion ones, and the ones in Warang are separate, so they're individual. Okay, so from there, Stephen's going to go into Sangpan Momaki. Hana. So Sangpan Momaki from Dangun. Okay, oh, we forgot one actually in the previous section of the video. The upward punch. I forgot to do that one. So we'll do it now. So from there, Stephen, you just come back to Chumbi with me. Okay, so from there, we're going to go forward on the, let's go left leg forward to Sangpan Momaki. Okay, so from there, the hand above our head, we're going to perform an upward punch with it. Okay, so this makes a circle. So it's similar to the inward strike in Warang. So we bend the knees down, up, and then we start the circle. It makes a circle, and then we punch up as we drop. Okay, so let's do it full speed. Hana, down, up, down, forward again. Sangpan Momaki. Okay, hand over the head. Hana. Okay, let's do it from the side for them, Stephen. If you just drop in there, go forward on your left leg. Okay, Hana. Okay, so the hand over the head. Okay, is performing the upward punch. Hana. Down, up, down. Okay, so the close range attacks, got to hit someone under the chin this way. That's where you're going to hit them. Okay, baro, back on your mark. So up to the Sangpan Momaki this way, and the upward punch. Hana. Okay, now we're going to slide into fixed stance, perform a side punch. Hana. Okay, now this is where we do the downward knife hand strike, so that we slip in the front foot back, keeping the left foot where it was. Performing the downward knife hand strike, and then we perform a step forward middle punch. Hana. Over the punching arm, then we do a low block. Hana. Very good. So from there we're just checking. Remember when we're practicing, we always check in our stances, reaction arms, okay, body facing, and punch. Hana. So from there now, Stephen has been grabbed by his opponent. Okay, so he's going to resist against this grab. So from there, he's going to drag his front foot back. Sorry, his rear leg forward. So I'm pulling him, he can't now, I can't pull him off balance because he's got his weight back. Okay, go back to the punch. Okay, so he's resisting against this grab, go. So he's resisting, I can't pull him because he's got his weight back. So from there, he's going to perform a side piercing kick, landing in L stance, and then a knife hand strike, go. Notice the way he pulled his hands back as he performed the side kick. Two punches in walking stance from there, go. On the front foot, Songkal Maki, Hana. From there we do a Sun Songkut Tulgi, Hana. Straight fingertip thrust. We do a spot turn from there. We do a spot turn, knife and guarding block, Hana. 1, 2, checking the weights on the back leg in the L stance. Two turning kicks now, okay, in the pattern, and they're both to the angle. So, it might be hard to show you from here. Steve just moves across slightly. So Stephen's first opponent would be here. Okay, if you just throw that turning kick, Stephen, boom, it lands. Okay, and his second turning kick, his opponent is here. Bang, so they're to the side. Okay, so hit him with the ball of the foot. Okay, back again. Back where you were, Stephen. Okay, so these are two kicks together. Okay, go. 1 and 2 and block. They're both high section as well. So from there, Stephen is turning over his blocking arm, forming a low block. Okay, so this is where now we do the obverse punch in L stance. So we move in the front foot. So we're in a nice walking stance here. We're going to move the front foot into L stance by moving the foot in a nice curve. Okay, good. Remember the angle of the punch is parallel with the lead foot. Okay, and we do 3 of these. That's the first one. Second one. One more. Okay, then we move the front foot again into walking stance, performing an X-fist pressing block. Okay, Hana. So this is where we now do the slide. Okay, so we're going to slide on the right foot and use the right elbow. So from there, the hands have to switch places. So the hand on top has to go underneath here. Okay, so we switch positions of the hands. If I do it forward facing, so this is where Stephen is now. Just perform the X-fist pressing block. I turn, I switch hand positions, and slide out. Hana. Good. Now he's going to pivot on the back foot, bring his feet into the closed stance, and perform the first high side block. Good. Okay, and then we go lifting the heels up, perform another one. Remember, this is the level with the eyes. Okay, this block. Then we do the last two techniques of the pattern. We go knife hand guarding block 1, knife hand guarding block toe to toe, 2. Again, when you practice at home, stepping it, you always check your feet, and right leg returns, paro, and short. Okay, so from there then, when we come back, Stephen will perform this for you to the tempo taekwondo.
차렷, 화랑, 틀, 준비, 구령 없이 시작. 화랑, 바로, 쇼.
Okay everyone, so that covers all of the red belt syllabus and pattern Hwarang. So I hope you found that useful and it was informative for you. It helps you in your training. So we'll finish there. Any questions, please let us know and we'll be quite happy to help you. So from there, cheers and kunyet, and we'll see you again.